First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rokakwadash. Yahweh is to this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is to this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Ba'ashem means in the name, Arakah means spirit, and Quadash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. Also, to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. In today's video, I wanted to go into how when the Lord comes back, this will be like a dream. And this scripture is inspired by Psalms 126 and verse 1. It says, when Yahweh turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then say they among the heathen, Yahweh had done great things for them. And that's the reality of what's coming, is that the salvation, us being raised from this low state, when that happens, we're going to look at everything we ever went through as a nation as a dream. Like, damn, we really went through that? We was really out here in Babylon the Great, paying taxes. We were really out here just suffering. Nations looking down on us. The Israelite woman being a whore, not respecting her man, looking down on her man. All that is going to be reversed. And we're going to be like, damn, that shit was like a dream, man. And, just thinking about it is beautiful, because, that's the whole point of the gospel, is that's the hope, That's the what we're striving for, is to be saved, to be in the kingdom, to be on top. Because we were literally living in the worst scenario ever, right? The Israelites in 2025 are living in the worst scenario ever, in the most wicked kingdom ever to ever exist, Babylon, America, and we're at the bottom. A woman doesn't respect you. These Edomites look down on you. All nations look down on you, make fun of you. But just wait. Soon that will all turn upside down, and it will be like a dream. It's going to be so powerful that, as it says, the heathens are going to be like, damn, the Lord had done great things for them. Like, hey, the Lord is really with them. It makes me think of Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 27. It says, my tabernacle also shall be with them, yea, I will be their power, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahweh, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Right? So the Lord is going to raise us up. He's going to make us a nation of kings, rulers, priests, immortal beings. And these heathens are going to know that, hey, the Lord is dealing with us. They're going to know it 100%, because they're going to see the glory, and they're going to see a righteousness in the most perfect form. When we go into, I believe it's Zechariah or Zephaniah, it goes into how these nations look at us right now. Actually, it's Lamentations. In give me a second to find it. Forgot exactly how it's quoted, but right, I'll get this one in the meantime, just because it does line up, and it's not the one I want. Lamentations 4 and 1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Right? So the Israelites, the sons of Zion, at one point we were comparable to fine gold. We were the top of everything. We were in a royal power, with King Solomon, King David, the 40 years of peace. We're at the top. But now we've been brought so down low that we are esteemed as earthen pitchers, right? We are viewed as just dirt, clay, because of the curses that came upon us as a nation. And the scripture that was coming to mind is, I believe, let me search it up. Give me a second. Man, I hate when that happens, man. This bodies, man, this flesh, just be forgetting the scriptures. This one lines up, Jeremiah 30 and 17, but it's not the one I want. Jeremiah 30 and verse 17 says, verse 16 says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Right? These nations, that's how they look at us. Hey, that's Zion. Ain't nobody dealing with Zion, with the Israelites. Those people are at the bottom. Well, guess what? The Lord is going to restore health unto us and bring us back to being on the top. And all you nations that did us wrong are going to be done wronged. Okay, an eye for an eye. And thank the Lord that he brought the scripture to my mind. It's hiss and wag. In Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 15, it says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this a city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for we have found, we have seen it. Right? So that's how the nations look at us. They say, hey, these really the Israelites, the chosen people. Look how they kill each other. Look how, their women are whores. Look how they're at the bottom. It's the generational curse. You literally see that. These people don't know, the spiritual reason why. A lot of them don't know. But they know that, hey, these blacks, these Latinos, as they call us, they know that these people have that generational curse. Right? They always talk about, break the cycle of, the baby daddy leaving the mother, and then the mother raising a single child, and then the child being a crash out because he was raised with those, just by a single mother that raised him with emotions, and that, a little boy all emotional, a YN goes into the same cycle. And, ultimately what that breeds is a bunch of emotional men and some aggressive ass, masculine ass women that think they can do it whatever they want and are out of order. So people look at that and they see it's a cycle, but they don't know that those are the curses of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We can read that in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. Right? So the man was going to have his eye evil toward his brother, woman, and child. And he even tells you how he's going to leave his children. Verse 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Right? So the woman was going to be evil toward her man and children. And the Israelite woman, Israelite man. That's what you see right now. Okay? That's exactly what you see right now. And when you go into how these women are completely out of order, it says that in Amos chapter 7 and verse 17, therefore thus saith Yahweh, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. And that's exactly what happened. Our people got scattered, and Hey, the Israelite woman today is a harlot, has slept with multiple men, and thinks it's okay. Thinks so it's okay to, disobey her man. Thinks it's okay to be, rebellious. When the scriptures say that the rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, you know, disobeying the head, that's as a sin of witchcraft. But that's something that is promoted to these women in this society. To be a single independent boss bitch and to let no man conquer you, no man lead you, and you're weak if that happens. They refer to a woman doing her duties as her being a slave to the man. How wicked is that? So, but guess what? Like I said, there's gonna be a time where all this will be as a dream. Okay, when Yahweh Hashem Yahushai comes back and he delivers his people, this will all be as a dream, and we will be in the kingdom rejoicing. Let's end it with this: how in Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 6, it says, "The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and the little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yahweh as the waters covers the sea." Right, so that's what's coming, is how even the animals are going to be in complete subjection to us. And in, the righteous city, they're not going to be attacking each other. They're going to be a fully calm. So, a little glimpse into the kingdom there. And it's so beautiful because there's a scripture that says that eye has not seen, nor ear has heard what the Lord has prepared for those that wait for him. Isaiah 64 and 4, "For since the beginning of the world men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither hath the eye seen, O God, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waiteth for him." Right? So even though, we could read what the scriptures tell us is coming, it's going to be beyond anything that we can possibly imagine. So stay strong, keep pushing, because at the end of the day, it's all going to be a dream. This too shall pass. So hopefully this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of great millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to your life, shalom.